Hello again, welcome back. So before we move on to hit detection and all that, let's actually flesh out our item data table thing real quick. So we have items that we can pick up, but we can't really do anything with them yet. We only have like one item type so far. I think we only have a couple item IDs. Let's go ahead and set this up a little bit further. So I'm going to go into my item ID enumerator and I'm going to add 2. So that I can register the rusted sword and the hatchet that we set up. And then the item type, I'm going to add 2 of these. One is weapon, one is tool. Actually, you know what? I'm going to add 2 more. So this one will be food, and this one will be not water. Drink. Food and drink. So we have health potion, steak, rusted sword, hatchet. We're also going to need raw meat, so let's add raw meat. And health potion really could just become water or something. But we'll just leave it like it is for now. So grabbing our item ID and dragging it down so we can adjust our data table. Let's add the other ones we just added. So we got rusted sword, hatchet, and raw meat. So rusted sword, hatchet, and raw meat. Now remember, when you type these in, it has to match exactly with the enumerator. So let's add one more item type, and this is going to be reagent or crafting resource or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to dock this back up here and go back into the data table. So for the rusted sword, its item ID is rusted sword. It is a weapon. Rusted sword. Don't have an image just yet, so I'll just establish a black picture. Item description, not going to worry about that right now. Current stack 1, max stack 1. Recipe, we might make it stackable later on. Now the min potency and the max potency is basically going to be the weapon's attack range. So for this one, I'm going to let's do a minimum of 7 and a max of 13. I don't know why those numbers are popping in, but we'll just do that. And we'll worry about weight later on. We'll establish that later. So now the hatchet is a hatchet, and it's a tool. Hatchet. Also a black icon. Current stack 1, max stack 1. Now for the minimum and maximum potency of the hatchet, I'm just going to do 1. If you want your hatchet to be used for attacking also, you can update this, but I'm just going to be doing 1 because our trees are going to take, or trees or rocks or whatever we're hitting is going to take 1 damage in order to start giving our character some stuff. So now the raw meat is raw meat ID. It is a regent because we're going to craft with it. Raw meat. I think we actually have one of these, so we can actually get the meat icon. And I'm going to use, that looks good. Current stack 1, max stack of 99. And that is good for now. So I'm going to save that. Save everything. And then now we need to go into our player base blueprint and go to our use item function. So right now we're just printing the name of the thing we're using. But we want to go to item type and get a switch. So we're going to set it up to where we can actually equip the weapon real quick. So let's add a function called swap weapon. And it is going to take an input of weapon info. So now back in our use item function, we can call our swap weapon on the switch and promote this to a local variable. Remember, a local variable is something that's just specifically found in this function alone. And I'm just going to call this inc item or using item or whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to do that so that I can drag this way over here and plug this in just like that. So in our swap weapon, what we want to do is see if we have a weapon drawn, or weapon equipped. So I'm going to get weapon info and break it open and see if it is equal to empty. So we'll add a branch. If it is, then we will just set our weapon info to this weapon info we got coming in. Why ain't you rerouting? Okay, it ain't rerouting, I don't know why. But if it's not equal to empty, then we want to pick up. So we'll call our pickup item function. The item we will pick up is our weapon info. And then we'll feed it right here into our set weapon info to the new thing. I don't know why it's not registering. Alright, so now in our use item function, we need to remove our item that we just used. So we'll call a remove item function, or we'll create one that has an input of an item info struct, an item to remove. And then in our use item function, we'll just call it right off the back end of this, just like that. So let's go into our swap weapon. We'll print string real quick. And right here, we'll break this open and just print the name of the weapon that we've just equipped. So now we need to actually drop a weapon on the field. So let's go into our base weapon structure. And we are going to need to add a capsule collision around it. Right about here should be fine. Compile that real quick. And we will go into its collision presets and go to custom because we want this to be an interact object. Now we need to actually put our interact blueprint interface onto this weapon class so that we can interact with and pick it up. So we'll event interact, get player character, call our pickup message, and then we'll feed in our weapon info and then destroy the actor. We'll come back and fix this up later on to do our inventory space check and all that. Actually, I think we could do that now. Has space. Didn't we set that up? Check inventory space. Hey, we can do that this way. So we'll do that now. We'll add a branch. And if it does have space, then we'll pick it up and destroy it. Yeah, then we don't have to go back. We can just set this up in the player. So let's get our hatchet and drag it out, and our rusted sword and drag it out. So I'm able to pick it up. It didn't register. That didn't register. Let's check our pickup item function. Should be passing in. Save everything real quick. Maybe that's what it needs. That's odd. Let's check our base weapon structure real quick. Oh. Let's go into our hatchet, and under the self we actually need to set the item ID. So this is a hatchet and this is a rusted sword. So it wasn't picking up the item ID, and that's why it wasn't. There we go. Alright, so if I equip the rusted sword, there it is. There it's not. Access none, trying to read property melee weapon, draw melee weapon. So let's see what's going on here. Oh, in the item data table, rusted sword needs the structure reference. I forgot that part. And then the hatchet. So now I pick it up, equip that bad boy, and then it's still doing nothing. Access none, trying to read property melee weapon. Let's see, weapon info structure ref. Oh, it's because these are working on the construction script. You gotta move them a little bit. It's always some little thing. There it goes. So if you put your sword away too soon, yeah, this is turning into a little bit of a bug smashing. So when we are checking to see if we can equip or draw our weapon, let's get our mesh, get the anim instance. Remember, this checks to see what kind of animation is playing on our mesh, and see if any montage is playing. We'll add a branch, and we only want to be able to swap our weapon if no montage is playing. Because our attacks are montages, then we can, let's see. Now I can't put it away until it's done. So there it goes. That fixes that little issue, which we probably need to fix this issue too. Yep. So let's jump over to the tool drawing and do the same thing. So get our mesh, check its anim instance, and see if any montage is playing. And we only want to draw or stow our tool if they are not. So now I can't put it away until it's done. Sweet. One more bug we can smash while we're here. Let's just turn this into a mini bug smashing. So if the weapon is drawn, we won't do the stop on falling. But if tool is equipped, we want to see and that our character is falling not. That way they can only swing the tool on the ground, but they can attack in the air. We'll fix that other one later on. That one's pretty simple, just checking to see if a tool is swinging. And then we can't jump while it's doing that. So let's check how long this one's going on for. That's enough for this one. It's turned into a little mini bug smashing. So item fixing and bug smashing sounds good. Alright, in the next one we'll do a little bit more item fixing and getting ready for harvesting stuff by working on our attack trace and stuff like that. So I'll see y'all soon. Bye.